Hi, today's tutorial is going to be of the anchor charm. For today's tutorial you're going to be needing one loom set up in the offset position. I'm working today with my arrows facing from the left to the right. We will be needing about 23 rubber bands in the color of your choice. You can use gray, you can use black, or you can also use blue as I'm using today. For today's tutorial, we're going to be placing one rubber band on the very end and dangling it over the edge of the loom. We're going to be doing double bands on everything else for this creation today. Take a band, stretch it out, twist in half, and place from the center peg straight down one set of pegs. Take another blue band, stretch, and we're going to just be coming right down the center of the loom 8 times. 3, 1 band, stretched, and that band just broke. 1 band, stretch, and we're just laying right down the center of the loom. For this project, we will have a lot of fiddling to do at the end. So I'm going to prepare you in advance. You'll see that it looks a little different here than the anchor does itself, and that's just because of the way that I bend the bands at the end, and I'll show you. So we're coming down 8 pegs, or 8 bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bands straight down the center. We need to come off into a diagonal. I'm going from the center up, from the center down 1 band to form a diagonal. And we're going to finish off the loom by coming all the way to the next to the last peg. You will have empty pegs on your loom. Double twist, 1 band, double twist, 1 band, double twist. We need to do the same on the opposite side. 1 band, double twist, 1 band, double twist, 1 band, double twist. We need to do the top portion of our anchor, and for that we're making these little pieces right here. You're going to be taking 1 band, double twist, and it's going to be going on the 3rd peg to the 2nd peg, 3rd peg to your 2nd peg. Same thing on the other side, 3rd peg in the center to center, 2nd peg. Let's do our cat bands. We're going to do a 5-time cat band on each of these pieces. So it'll be 1 band wrapped around the loom 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We need to do this empty piece here, or the end piece here. It's going to be 1 band 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our end bands at the very bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 1. I always have a problem on this side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's begin by looming our piece. Reach into this cat band. Be sure to hold on to that cat band slightly and pull out the 2 bands that are in there. Looks like 2 bands. And we're going to be looping up to the diagonal portion of our loom. Just want a straightforward loop and loop towards the center. And I want to start off on the right side. Reach into that cat band, and we're going to come straight forward until we meet that diagonal area again. Oops, I'm having problems getting that on there. Here we go. And we want to move up here to the top portion. Before we loop our center, you want to reach into these top pieces. Reach into that cat band on the left. Be sure to hold on to that cat band, and you want to bring those bands that are in there to the center. If there's a little bit of tension, just simply take your hook or a skewer and wrap it around to relieve some of that tension on that band. On the right side, we're going to do the same thing. Reach in, hold on to your cap band, and pull it in towards the center. Now that we have those bands there pulled into the center, we can start by looming our very bottom again. Reach into all these bands. Be careful, it is very tight. It's going to be tight in there. Now we just want to straightforward loom all the way up the rest of our creation. This is a basic single loop. I'm just looping straight forward. Continuing up the loom. When you reach the area where you place those diagonal bands, it's going to be very tight. Reach in there. Make sure you're getting the bottom 2 bands. You want to find your bottom 2 bands that are in there. Grab them and gently pull them out. If you need to, take the back of your hook or a skewer and relieve some of that tension. I want to reach in and grab the very top portion. And I have misplaced my dangle band. So what I need to do is to take a band. I did have a blue band there, and I'm not quite sure where it has gotten off to, but I'm just going to take a clear band for now. I'm going to reach in there. I apologize again. How about if we just use white this time? Reach in, pull out, and slip knot your end. Now that our anchor is complete, you want to gently take your hook and relieve the tension off of all of these bands. Be careful when you do this. You don't want to just rip it right off, because if you just ripped it right off the loom, your bands are going to be twisted and it's going to take you forever to get them straight. So you want to just gently relieve the tension off of all these pieces. And we are going to have a little bit of fiddling to do on it, as I explained at the beginning of the video. So here we have our anchor. It doesn't look a whole lot like an anchor at the current moment. Give it some tugs and twists. And here we have our anchor. But our legs look a little distorted. What I do is to take a toothpick or the end of your hook. You can also use the end of your hook. And what you want to do is to turn your anchor slightly, and I'm going to work on this end right here. You want to place your toothpick in not the diagonal portion, not where everything's clustered in the center, that next loop right there. I'm going to take the next loop, the second loop in. Pierce your anchor as so, right through that loop. And pull down on the anchor and pull up gently with the bands. And you want to do this with each one of these links at the bottom of the anchor here. And what this is going to do is it's going to give it a slight curve up, and you don't have to tug a lot on your bands. And I'm just fiddling with that end one and straightening it out. But as you can see, it curved that anchor straight up. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Pierce, pull your bands up, pierce through the next loop, and tug the bands up slightly, pierce through the next link, and tug up slightly. You can fiddle and tug as much as you wish to make sure that you have your anchor in the correct position that you like it. I'm a little happy with that area there, so I'm just going to try to re-tug on those again. Okay, but I think you guys will get the hint. With a little bit of fiddling, we have our Ahoy Matey anchor. I will also be doing a tutorial, and you want to visit our boat if you're into the nautical theme. And of course, A is for anchor. Thanks for visiting.